So I'm at the gas station and I ran into one of my homeboys. Man, I haven't seen him. It's been about a month and a half. And I asked him, I was like, "Hey, man, what's up, man? What you been up to?" And that's when he went to this whole situation that led me into making this video because this happens a lot, especially within the black community. And it's this. It seems the relationship between a black man and a black woman gets very sour, or worse, when the couple start, have kids out of wedlock. I mean, yeah, you do have couples who do break up when they're married, with children. But it's worse, in my opinion, when you have couples who've never been married and the drama escalates after they had children. This is a cycle that, man, I just can't stand. I can't understand it. It's very jacked up because we have more baby daddies and baby mamas than we have husband and wives. And at the same token, the kids, they get caught up in the drama because their parents don't want to have anything to do with each other. And so the kid gets bounced back and forth. Spend time with the mother one day, spend time with the father the next. It's never father, mother, and children spending time together. It's like Saturday they spend time with their mother, and then Tuesday they spend time with their father. I mean, that shouldn't be that. That's not how children should be raised. I mean, that's just my way of thinking. I'm sorry. Me personally, I don't want to bring a child into this world if I don't love the mother of my children unconditionally. I want my children to grow up and see their mother and father together in love. Yeah, we're gonna have some arguments and disagreements, but you know what? That's not gonna jeopardize our relationship. We're gonna resolve our differences. And if my kids see that, then when they get older, they're gonna look for something that they're gonna look for what their parents had. I hate when it gets to a point where after you do have fights and you break up, when you have children, you say, well, you know what? I'm gonna stay with her for the sake of my kids. It really shouldn't come to that, but unfortunately it does. It should be I'm sticking by because I love my children and I love my wife, my fiance, my girlfriend, whatever, vice versa. Children, they hate to see the silence between their parents, especially for the two who they love unconditionally. And it's even worse when they live in a household together and the parents can't stand each other. Dad, have you seen mom? No, I really don't give a damn where she at, to be honest with you. Kids, they're in the kitchen eating breakfast one morning. Mom, she's in the kitchen preparing lunch, and then dad comes in, get ready for work. And the kids, they see an awkward silence in the kitchen between mother and father. They don't even say good morning to each other. Kids, they see that nonsense. And it's sad that they're being raised in a somewhat of a separated home. Dad in the living room watching TV, mom in the bedroom watching TV, and then when it's time for bed, dad's sleeping on the couch and mom's sleeping in the bedroom. Not because she kicked them out, it's because they don't even want to sleep in the same bed with each other. Kids, they grow up and they get influenced by that. So let me get into the situation that my homeboy was telling me about. So I got this homeboy, and he has two beautiful daughters, a 19-month-old and an 8-month-old. Now he and the mother of his kids, before they had kids, they were around each other all the damn time. They were like butter on popcorn, syrup on pancakes. But at times they would get into arguments and they would break up and then make up. Mostly because he was promiscuous and he got caught. But they did make amends and they stayed together. But at the same token, even though they made up, you know how women are. They can forgive, but they'll never forget. They'll hold grudges. So let's fast forward. Now they have two little girls. And so, from what he was telling me, one night they got into this argument. I really don't have the detail on how the argument got started, but they stay in a two-bedroom apartment. And this is when you know that the relationship is going to take a turn for the worse. When this exact phrase is stated, when the girl gets up in the guy's face, arguing about whatever it is that the guy did wrong, whatever the case may be, when he say this phrase, that's when you know that shit hit the fan. Now she all up in his face, and he say this: "You better get up out my face." And that's it. The game is over. You better get up out my face, and that's when she just get real pissed off. Like, get about your face. I ain't gotta get about your face. Fuck you gonna touch me? What you gonna do? All that mumble jumble. And he was telling me that she was just fussing after he said that. And he said he put his hands up in the air. He like, look, just get about my face. And he said he walked around the apartment and she was still all up on him, just saying that he's no good and why did she even have his kids? And he said he was continuously saying, just get about my face. And he said he pushed her a little bit. And that seemed to get her even more riled up because she got like somewhat of aggressive towards him. And he said, "Man, look, man, just get up out my face." He said, "I just need some space." And so he said that he walked in the hallway and she was still behind him. And um, their hallway is very small, and she is a heavyset girl. So when he told me that he gave her a little shove, and she did hit up against the wall, and that pushed it to levels to where I think he said she hit him in the shoulder, and so he said he pushed her, and that's when the back of her head hit the wall, and that's when she tried to tackle him. So when she tried to tackle him, he said he got a good leverage and kind of tussle her onto the floor. So now both of them are rolling around on the apartment floor, and I'm sitting here while he telling me this. I'm like, wow. So you know how apartments are. The walls, they're very thin. So when you're making that type of noise, it's going to easily get projected to others that are close by. So someone called the police, and when the police got there, the girl was talking about she wanted to press charges, whatnot, saying that he touched her, he hit her. And so the police, he ran some type of, I guess, trying to get some info on them. And they found out that she had some warrants. And make it so bad they end up arresting her. So she was in there for like a whole day. And so the next day he was gonna go out there and try to, post bail. But it turns out her mama already got him before he got a chance to. And so about 4 days later, she issued a warrant out on him, and he got arrested for minor assault. And he was in there for about, I say, 6, 7 hours. I think that's what he said. So now he's out. So now at this point, she has the kids, and she's staying with her mom, and she won't even let him see his kids until he gets permission from the court, something like that. You know, that's so jacked up because now the children are not involved in the BS. I mean, how does she really know that the kids want to see their father? Just because you had whatever disagreements with him, you shouldn't alienate your kids from seeing their father. He loved his children to death. I mean, to be honest, I never seen him spank his kids or have to scold his kids, to be honest with you. I mean, he barely harmed them. And she really was the one to take it to that level. Well, you know what? It really doesn't matter who took it there. What's most important is that the kids are not caught up in the mom and daddy drama. It's like just because you can't stand him, that doesn't mean your kids don't. The kids, they love their father. Why keep them away from him? As I said, kids have to suffer because of the parents' disagreements. People, we really need to stop having sex out of wedlock in order to stop this drama because it happens so much in our community on a wide scale. Don't get the kids involved in the BS that goes on between you and the baby father. Y'all don't have to see each other, but at the same time, let your kids see him. If he's a good father to your kids, let him see his kids. Don't do it out. Don't do it just because you can't stand him and you feel like keeping away from his kid is a way to get back at him. We really got to get out of the mindset. And we also got to get out of the mindset of having sex and not really having that emotional bond with that person. You end up having a kid, and the kid is being raised by two people who really can't stand each other. I mean, what type of relationship is that? Black people, we got to get it together, man. For real.